And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Mike Prince Show. We are now being joined with our weekly visit from head football coach of the Prairie View A&M University Panthers, Coach Bubba McDowell. How you doing today, Coach?
Good, Mike. Could be better, but I'm doing good. God is good. I'm alive. Go.
Yes, sir. I do understand that. Could be better. With that being said, before we go any further, give a recap from the sideline view of this past week's performance against the Southern Jags.
Oh, man, I thought that we just came out, I think we just came out not ready to play football. And I think, as I was trying to get these guys to stay focused on, the game at hand, what the task at hand, what needs to be done, what has to be done. And I think we did a poor job at staying focused. And, we're talking about, all week long about the team playing, playing against Dooleans. I tried to tell them, relate to them, like, dude, this, guys, it's not Dooley that we're playing against. You're playing against Southern. You got to go out there and play, 60 minutes of football. And I've always told you guys, we have yet to put, 4 quarters together, 60-minute football, fully together. And if you believe like I believe in your talent and, you go out there and do what you're supposed to and get it done, we can win this game. But as I told them and as I told everybody, hey, if we don't go out there and do what we're supposed to do, which we did not do anything in that second half to stop Coach Dooley and the Southern Jaguars, and they took advantage of it, in which good teams do, good athletes do, and they won the game. And that's why we ended up losing the game like we lost it. We were just not there. I mean, just mentally and physically, just like we were just at another day of practice, and as I told them at the end of the game, I said, this is all on you guys. I mean, at some point, you guys got to take ownership, man. I let you guys, talk me into taking the pass off, getting refreshed, and we did a lot more adjustments and alignment, responsibility-wise going into this game, and just what you guys gave me. I said, but, I'll take that hit. That's on me. And if anybody asks you guys, hey, you blame it on me because, again, I obviously did not prepare you guys well enough to go out and play against a good team that we know, that knew us like we knew them, and the team that made the least mistakes, the teams that make the more plays, it's the team that's going to win. And they did just that, Mike. They came out and played football good enough to win the game.
Yeah, when you look at this thing, Bubba, from a bigger picture, if you were to summarize the play of the squad right now, the only thing I can come up with is Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Lights out in the first half, but something happens in the intermission break in the second half. And I was trying to declare that maybe we can only just play one half of football. Whoever wins at halftime wins the game. What do you think is the missing link right now?
I don't know. I mean, if I knew that, then we wouldn't have that missing link. We can go out and play 4 quarters of football. The second half, as everybody knows, it's been our downfall. I mean, not in my wildest dream that I thought that we would come out and play as bad as we played against Southern. And like I told them, I said, dude, this is the worst second half you guys have ever played since we started this season. I said you guys just was not there, and I said mentally and I said physically we're blowing coverages, we can't get lined up, and I tell you guys again, this is what I tell you guys every day. If you want to be as good as you can be, we got to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do on the field. It's not like you don't have the tools to do it. It's not like you don't have the information to do it. It's whether or not you guys want to go out and do it. You let so much outside noise distract you for some reason in the second half, and we just don't get it done. And I said, this is the worst half we ever had since we started this season. I said, but believe me, as I told them, I said, we're going to get it corrected. And I said, you blame that on me. You guys were talking about you needed this at halftime, you needed that at halftime. We went out and got it for you. and we still played our worst half. So as coaches, we're going to figure it out. As players and coaches, we're going to figure it out. So get ready to go next week, and, we got to put this game behind us, and still we still got a good chance. We're still in a position, to get to the championship, to do what we need to do. So again, as I told them, I don't want them to know. Again, you got to learn from this. This is truly a learning process, a game where you got to figure out what it is you want to do, where you want to be at the end of the year. And we're going to come back Monday evening, and we're going to assess everything after looking at film, and get better, because it's a long season. The game, the season's not over with. We still got a good chance of, getting to that SWAC championship if we take care of business from this day forward.
Absolutely. Now, I am not one for excuses, and I don't think excuses are what you guys are looking for, but I have to ask this question, Bubba. With the anticipation of this past week, highly emotional game, highly important game as far as standings go, and you said some sideline distractions. We know with the news that went on with the removal of athletic director Dr. Reed. Do you think by any stretch of the imagination this may have had somewhat of an impact on the ball players, even the coaching staff, with all these outside distractions with a big game coming up such as you had with Southern?
Mike, you never know. But again, talking, I would think the guys are pretty honest with me and the coaches. I don't think it did, because they knew we still had to go out and play a football game. I think it was more of them worried about, Coach Dooley and the Jaguars coming in, and Coach Dooley coming back in and into Prairie View and playing this game. And I think that's where they got distracted at, in my opinion. And again, we got to figure out how, as a coaching staff, got to figure out how to when games like big games like this come about, we got to figure out how to keep these young men, got to keep them focused, should I say, more than that's one of our motto on the back of our shirt: focus. Focus on the cause until successful. And that's been our motto the whole year. But we lost focus, obviously, from the beginning to the end. And like it's even more so the second half.
Yes, sir. Now, from observing the game from the eye in the sky in the booth, it appears that Coach Dooley took advantage of some of the aggressive play that you were used to doing on defense, a lot with the play action, and McCray was able to create some big plays with his legs. And from my observation, now you're the defensive back who played in the NFL. I'm just an old has-been linebacker. From outside looking in, Coach, it appears that with the ability that McCray had to create plays with his legs, the DBs began to start cheating with their eyes, which left them vulnerable for over-the-top plays. Did you see that as part of the challenge?
Big time, yeah.
Okay.
Big time. But again, I told him all week long, we got to stop this guy. I knew he was going to be one of them guys that we had to be able to stop, man, in order to be successful, winning this game. He got with us at, that game. He did a great job running, taking the ball down, running when he need to, stand back there, buying time and letting guys get open in their routes where we was, having miscommunication back there, big time, and it cost us, and they advantage of it, man, and like I told us to do, we got to be able to figure out with these young men, again, what is it that you're seeing out there, and I say seeing being like, what is your job, are you doing your job out there? Because if you are, the miscommunications wouldn't happen. And Mike, we was having that all over that second half in the secondary, and bad enough, we wasn't getting, a lot of pressure like we normally get, on quarterbacks on offense that we would normally have. Now we had opportunities, absolutely, just didn't take advantage of it because, again, our tackling was ferocious. We had them in the backfield several times. If we probably had made those tackles in the backfield several times, man, we most likely wouldn't have been down there in our red zone as much as they were. But sure, we were just missing tackles, and making excuses. Dude, I always tell whether you're scheming, yes, yeah, absolutely. I mean, as coaches, we're supposed to find the weakness and exploit it. But at the end of the day, you as a player got to be able to do your job and beat that guy 85% of the time, when you're on that field, that guy across from you. And we didn't do that. We just didn't do that for some reason that second half.
Right, I understand. Now, I have a question. Once again, I'm just a old washed-up football dude, right? You play a lot of zones and what I call soft zones on third down. Third downs have been a big challenge of getting off the field. Is there a particular reason why you opt out not to go man in some of those cases, especially on loan, or is it just better safe to sort of keep everybody in front of you and try to make sure that you make the tackles that you need to make to keep them short of the sticks?
No, there's no reason. No, definitely no reason. And that's one of the things that, we're going to talk about as a staff, this evening and figure it out, again, why were we going more man? Why were we doing a lot more blitzing with these guys, putting pressure on him? Because, again, quarterback like that, like McCray, you got to be able to put pressure, make him do something that he's not used to doing. So we're going to talk about that, as well as just talk about, things that, again, that we need to do as a coaching staff better, during the course of the game. How we, again, as you were saying, just make adjustment. We got to make adjustment a lot quicker. So we got athletes to do it, but again, the adjustment we have to make got to be sound, got to be something that these guys be able to function with and go make plays. They got to be comfortable with and go make the play. And then a lot of times it's just being simple. Do what you do best, and let them go play.
Yes, sir. Now, I guess this came at probably the best time that you needed to come. You got a bye week coming up. You get to heal some wounds. You get to reassess things and work on your scheme for Lamar. What's the teachable and coachable moment that you pick it up as a head coach from this experience that will lead you throughout the rest of the season?
Again, just one, we got to be able to adjust during the course of the game when, and when adversity hits. We got to be able to stay focused enough to be able to bounce back. Unfortunately, we didn't do that. We got even more flustered, when it started rallying. It's you're gonna have those situations in the course of a game, and you know that as well as I know that, and they know that. And again, we just try to minimize it as much as possible, and get back to doing what we do best. Don't do things out of the ordinary, just because they're giving us something different. Again, in my opinion, we just do what we do best, and we make the adjustment from there, and then hopefully it works, and then if it doesn't, then we go on to the next adjustment. But they have to be made at the time when that team have that momentum going, so we can stop it, and give it back to our offense or defense, and let them do what they do. But again, one particular thing we got to do, again, just keep these guys focused, when adversity comes. Get them on the sidelines, settle them down, and have them, make them understand, we are here for a reason. We've been through it before. Now let's just go out, do your job only, and do your job first, and and just let everything else take care of itself. We didn't do that the second half at all.
Well, that's what they say. If you live through it, that means you'll be able to add to the experience factor in life, and the next opportunity you'll be able to take advantage of it. We're to the point now, Coach, where it's grade time, man, and I'm kind of interested to hear how you're going to grade everybody on this past week's performance.
Oh man, I think we definitely had without a doubt, we definitely had a C-. As it did, because again, we left some things out there that we had an opportunity still to come back, a chance to come back and do some things, but offensively we didn't get it done. Defensively we didn't get it done. There's still misalignment on offense. Still can't get guys lined up on offense, letting guys go, missing assignments, and again, you go against any team in the SWAC for that matter. All the good teams on any given Saturday, and if you don't go out, perform, do what you're supposed to do your job first, you're going to have games like this, and this is what we, again, want to avoid going down the stretch because, again, we're still in the hunt. Can't get our heads down. We get it down for one day, a couple of days, and boom, that's it. But we got to bounce back because, again, we got a lot of football left to go, and I truly still believe that, that we're going to be there in the end if these guys just continue to believe in themselves and, take correction good. Go out there and make the corrections, and again, go play football. This is just one game. Unfortunately, it was a game that, in the West that we should have had. Well, I wouldn't say should have had, but, it was a good chance of getting it, if everybody did what they were supposed to do. But again, I can keep reiterating it, but, we didn't do it the second half. And we got to figure out second half, what is it that we're not doing coming out. Heck, I don't know, maybe I need to bring them out 10 minutes early and get stretched out, get them running around, so they can get that adrenaline going, the second wind going.
Yes, sir. Well, like you say, you guys are going to get it figured out. You got a smart group of guys with you. Just every now and then, Coach, and you know this like I know, it's just some games, man, where you just don't have the answer. It's just flat. You be like, am I in a twilight zone right now? What's going on?
Yeah, it was like that. Again, I get my hats off to Coach Dooley because they took advantage of what was happening, and and that's what good teams do. They take advantage of those that making mistakes and not doing what they're supposed to do. You take advantage of it, you go to win the game. Simple as that.
Yes, sir. Now, are you at liberty to share with us the discussion that you and Coach had at the end of the game?
Oh, yeah. We just talked, man. I said, hey, man, way to come out. I said, congratulations, first of all. I said, man, you had these guys playing, man. I said, they were playing some good football, man. I said, you know what, just keep it up. Good luck rest of the way. I said, I love you, bro. And, he said, hey, man, I love you, too. He said, you got these guys going, man. You guys got a good team. That was pretty much, the logistic of it. And then we just, shook hands and, hugged each other and said we love each other. And we was out. Just went on to the other coaches and talked with them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, as we mentioned, you go into a bye week. And, of course, if everything holds up, we'll get together on next week, talk about how this week went about and the focus for the Lamar Cardinals on the road. And once again, a tough one, but it's behind you. And at this time, Coach, I'm going to give you some closing thoughts and comments as we get ready to wrap this up.
Well, yeah, like I said, it wasn't what we wanted. Lost to a good team. We got to regroup. Like I said, we're still in it. Just got to make sure that these players understand that they're still in it, and as coaches. So we just got to get them back, ready to go, get everybody healthy. There's a good chance. Now it's a great week, to get everybody healthy. We were still without some dudes being totally healthy. Again, that's no excuse. But, again, now that we got a week off, hopefully we can get everybody back ready to go, other than Stacy Brown, who we think now has an ACL, our number one safety. But everybody else should be ready to go this week, rest up, and get ready for Lamar.
All right. He is Coach Bubba McDowell, head football coach of the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Thank you guys so much for joining in with us. And until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.